Okay, so what this video is going to be about is if you wanted to pre-populate a submit form with a bunch of values and you wanted to say put a link on an intranet page or something like that. So when the person clicks the link, they'd be taken straight to a submit form, and on the submit form, some of the fields would already be pre-populated with stuff. So you could obviously do this by setting some defaults in the composer or the app admin, but those defaults would be, kind of all encompassing. So what I'm going to show you is a way to do this in a little more dynamic way. So if you wanted to make a link on your intranet page, you could have 3 or 4 different links with different things pre-populated in the form fields. So to show that, what I've done is created this real basic application here, and I just tried to put one of each type of field on the form. So right now we've got a multi-selection, obviously a binary, date, whatever. You can read them all, and item type. So what the goal is when we click this link, maybe we want to pre-populate the title with, this is the title or something to that nature, and we want to pre-populate this multi-select with, a couple values. We'll put them in here like this, right? So when somebody clicks it, this will already be pre-populated, and then the person can continue filling out the form and submit it. All right, so that's the goal. So to get started, this is what we're going to end up doing. Maybe I'll just show what our final result is, and then I'll show you what we're going to end up doing. So I've got this link down here, and if I just right click, and this will just open up the link I've created. So with that done, you can see that all of my this is all to fix that a little bit. We'll fix that in a second. But you can see that all of my fields are pre-populated with values. So let's take a step back now and just see how we got to this point. So what you want to do is first, we're going to use Notepad or something like that. We have to kind of build our URL to start with, but the easiest thing to do is right click. I'm using Chrome, but if you right click on the submit thing here, you can copy the link address, or if you've got multiple projects, you can say browse and submit and open the tree to whichever project you want to submit to, and right click, say copy link address. So what that does is we'll go back over to Notepad here, and we'll just paste that in there. So right now this is kind of ugly looking, but what we want to do is trim this JavaScript off of here, and at the very end there's 2 characters we need to take out. Okay, so that'll get us started, and then we have to build the first part of this URL. So in my case, you gotta put the computer name like this, and then /tm track. Hang on a second. Bad typing skills. Okay, so then right there you can just test that part of it by right click and open, and you should at least get to the submit form, right? So now it's just completely blank, like somebody was gonna do it from scratch. So now the next thing we need to do is, in Chrome it's really easy. In IE there's probably ways to do this as well, I'm sure, but for instance, let's pick on the title. Okay, so we're just going to pre-populate the title right now. So what we want to do is we need to right click and then inspect this element, and if we open up the dev tools down here, it brings us to the title, and what we're looking for is the name of this field. So this name is F96. All right, so what we're going to do is take F96 and append that to our query string. So we're going to say an F96 equals, and then we're going to do we'll just put from the demo, from, and then in order to put a space in this you have to put a plus sign, so it's from the demo. Alright, so with that, let's just go back to this page here and let's just close this. We'll close this tab so we're starting from scratch. All right, so now if we go back to our link that we just created, added to, and right click, open it, it's going to open up, and that filled in our title. All right, so now let's take it to the next step, and let's do a few more of these. We'll do the date. So if we look at the date, we'll inspect it. All right, and it's F101. So what? Ampersand F101 equals, and I'm just going to cheat because I copied this from earlier, so I don't have to retype this. But I mean, that's just the date format right there. Okay, and then while we're at it, let's do a just a multi-user thing here. So what you want to do is, the easiest thing is just push one of these over to start with, and then inspect the element, because you need to get the values. So we're, in this case, Mickey Mouse is 3 and Donald Duck is 4. Okay, so F110. Okay, so we're going to do and F1110 equals 3, 4. All right, so let's just go with that and see what that does for us. So let's close this window, get our link to open again here, and we're just kind of testing our work as we go. So now we should have so Donald Duck's pre-selected and Mickey Mouse, and we've got that selected and our date filled in. So you can keep carrying on with that thought, but here's the one caveat with this. One caveat is, I don't know why this is, but this is true. So a multi-selection and a multi-relational, let's just take a look at those. We'll push this over, and we'll push these two over. All right, so if we inspect this guy, actually it's both the same behavior, so we'll just do this one. So F99 would be 15 and 14. All right, so if we do F99, no, 99 equals 15, 14. Knowing what we did with the multi-user field, that worked fine, but these multi-select, I don't know why, but if you do the comma, that doesn't work, and I'll show you. So if we do it like this and open it, it only picks the very first one that's selected. Not really sure why. So a workaround to that is to just add F99 again. So we put it at the end. So let's say the first one's 15, or the first one's 14, and the second one's 15. Okay, so just putting the exact same thing in twice. Now if we run it, it'll pre-select both. I'm really not sure why, but if you have any comments about that, you can put it in the comments of this video down below. So that's basically it. Same thing holds true for binaries and drop downs. You just have to look at the value you want this to be. So like in this case, the selected value is currently 0. So if you wanted to switch it to a no, you would put a 1. And again, that's the F97 in this case. So that's how you could create a link, and so at the end of the day, when you're all done, like in this case, this has every single one set. So you'd create a hyperlink somewhere on a web page or an intranet page or something that might look a lot like this, and when I open it, it's going to pre-populate everything I want. This one is looking strange because when I was messing with this earlier, I had an item here, but I don't have that item anymore, so it keeps pre-populating that. So we could just fix that one real easily by fixing our link. It's one of these, I can't remember which. So anyway, that's how you would do an auto-filled submit form from a link, and hopefully it helps.